Okay, 5-4, inequalities and triangles. This is the only section we're doing in topic 5. Only section we're doing topic 5. It is a very intuitive section, but it's one we need to do. We need to talk about it. Once we do it, you're like, oh, well, yeah, that makes complete sense. But we need to be aware of it and bring it to our the forefront of our thought and not the back. We're going to be comparing angles and sides. So we have angle opposite side theorem. It says if two sides of a triangle are not congruent. Now, all last 2 weeks we've had everything congruent, yes?
Yes.
And all those rules still apply. But we're going to talk about when they're not congruent. Then the largest angle lies opposite the longest side.
That makes sense.
Doesn't?
No, I agree better than
To me, I think it makes complete sense.
that. Angle like
So this says if angle B is bigger than angle A, that means side B is longer. Wait, I'm sorry. This is sides. If side B is bigger than side A, that means angle B is what? Bigger than angle A. Okay? So this says that B is longer than A, so that means angle B is bigger than angle A. So the longest side is across from the largest angle. The shortest side is across from the what?
Shortest angle.
The smallest angle. But that's all that means. So let's look at it in action. So on a float, there's a triangular sign representing the fin. Yes, it's going to come down on here. And there are our measurements. We're going to have a brace at the largest angle, and we're going to have a guide wire at the smallest angle to hold that fin on there so it doesn't fall over and poke somebody's eye out.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out the longest side. Oh, sorry, we're not sides, we're angles, yes? So we need the largest and the smallest. And on my paper, I write largest, smallest. So the largest angle is going to be across from the longest side. So what's the longest side?
C.
Well, 13, so that's side C, yes, is across from what angle? Angle C. Sides and angles go across from each other, right? Okay, so the smallest angle is across from the shortest side. So the shortest side is what? 10. So what angle is that? B. So what's the medium angle? A. Does that make sense, guys? You have a long side. When I do its endpoints, are they going to come together to be a bigger angle?
What's the point of this?
To figure out where things go in a triangle. So Lucas sketches a diagram for the garden box. Which angles are the largest and smallest? I want you guys to figure it out. The largest
I don't need it right now.
and smallest. Lyndon, can you please just do it and no commentary?
No commentary.
Mason, what is the largest angle and why?
I don't know.
What is the longest side, Mason?
I'll put largest. DDF.
Okay, so DF is the largest side. So that means the angle across from it, which is what?
E.
E,
I can read brilliant. I know.
is the largest angle.
Sure.
Raya, what's the smallest angle?
Would be F, or I mean E.
I mean what?
F Okay, are you looking for the number?
I want, it would be D or F. Which one is the cross from the shortest side?
Would be across from it?
Mm-hmm.
That would be,
Say it again, D.
yeah.
Is that what you said? Okay, so 8 inches is the shortest side, yes? So the smallest angle is across from right at where? D.
So
Okay. So if you guys watch up here, I'll show you an easy way to do this. Mason, watch. So I wanted the largest side, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Mason, focus.
I am.
The largest side is 14, yes? Yes? So straight across from it is angle what? E. And then I want the smallest. Well, the smallest side is 8. So across from it is angle what? D. Every time. And so the middle is going to be the middle one, right? If I had to line them up from smallest to biggest, it would be E, F, and then what? D. If I did smallest to largest, it'd be D, F, E. Okay, so we have the converse. Remember, converse means backwards, right? So it says if two angles of a triangle are not congruent, again, we're at that not congruent, then the longest side lies opposite the largest angle. Same thing we just said, and actually I kept saying this rather than the other way around, right? But it's the same exact thing. The longest side is across from the largest angle. The largest angle is across from the longest side. That's how it works. So, I need to figure out the longest and the shortest side. Well, what do I need to figure out before I do that?
The third angle.
The third angle. How do I figure out the third angle?
You add up the two angles and subtract 180.
So I have 180 minus, well, I'm pretty sure that's 112, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I subtract and I get 8, 7, 68. Am I right? Okay, so this is 68. So I'm going to put longest here, and I'm going to put both answers in between just because. And then I'm going to put shortest. So the first one I'll do in blue. Okay, so longest. Longest side is across from the biggest angle. So that would be, it would be K, so we could call it K, or we could also call it LM. But make sure you put a bar above it. Because angle K is across from side K, correct? But sides are lowercase. You notice I put a lowercase k, didn't I? Yep. Are you following? Okay, so now I need the shortest. Well, the smallest angle is what? Angle L. So the side would be what?
KM.
Side L or KM. See that, Ryan? You said, didn't you say KL?
KM.
Oh, I thought you said KL. Pretty easy. So now I want you to do the next one.
That angle like that now.
It's L. It's a cursive L. We're talking about sides. Can I start working?
Yeah.
Okay, did you guys get N, which is equal to OP, and O, which is NP? Did you get those two? Questions on this concept before we move on? No? Okay. So now we have a rule for if side lengths make a triangle. Okay, so a triangle has three sides, yes? Okay, so the triangle inequality theorem says the sum of, I don't think that should be of, the sum of, okay, that's fine. We'll leave it like that. Okay, the sum of the lengths of any two sides of a triangle is greater than the length of the third. Now, that's a horrible R. Okay, so this tells me if I add up any two sides, they have to equal bigger than the third side. Karen, can you take your hood off, please? So if I add this, your picture just says A plus B has to be bigger than what? C. And A plus C has to be bigger than what? B. And B plus C has to be bigger than A. So when you check these, do you have to check 3 times? Yes. Now, if you get 2 pairs that aren't, then yes, it's done. You notice these are bigger than. Are they equal to it all? Are they equal? No. So what happens on a triangle, and this is why this has to be. So here's my length right here. Okay? And so I'm going to make 2 sides. I'm going to make a side here. And I'm going to make another one here. And if I moved these sides in, like if they started moving in towards each other, are they going to touch?
Yes.
No.
No, they're not going to touch, are they? They're going to fall down and fall on that base, aren't they? Okay? But if I take it and I make it longer, what's going to happen as they move? Are they going to stop and their ends are going to hit? Yep, this red one's going to come down. Well, the blue one would come up, yes. But the red one would come down, and would that make a triangle? Yes. So that's why this has to work. So next, are these triangles? So we have to check all 3 pairs. So 40, oops, not a line. So 40 plus 19 has to be bigger than what?
18.
18. Is it?
Yes.
Obviously, because both 19 and 40 are bigger than 18. I'm not even going to work it out. Because one of them alone is bigger than 18, isn't it? So 40 plus 18 has to be bigger than what? 19. Obviously. Is 40 bigger than 19? Okay, that works. What's the last pair I have to do?
19 plus 18.
Okay, so I have to do 19 plus 18 has to be bigger than 40. And I have to work this one out because 19 and 18 is not bigger, right? So 18 plus 19 is what?
37.
37 is bigger than 40. Is 37 bigger than 40? No. So I draw a line between the greater than sign. So say it's not. See that? Not. And we say it is not a what?
Triangle.
It's not a triangle. So So do you want to do the next one on your own? Actually, you have one. We'll do it together because you have one more to do on your own. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. So 66 plus what? 33 has to be bigger than what? 37. Now, if it equals 37, does it work?
No.
Nope, because it has to be bigger. Well, is 66 plus 33 bigger than 37?
Yes.
Yes, because 66 is bigger. 66 plus what?
37.
37 has to be bigger than the 33? Is it? Yes, because 66 bigger than 33. Last one is going to be what?
33 plus 37.
33 plus 37 has to be bigger than 66. So do I have to work this one out?
Yes.
Yes. So let's see. 3 and 7 is 10. So I get 70?
Yeah.
So is 70 bigger than 66?
Yes.
Yes. So is this a triangle? Yes. Now you notice I had to work out how many things?
3.
3. You can't just find one and say it works because it has to work for all 3 pairs, doesn't it? Yes.
It doesn't matter what way you do them in.
I always do the biggest one first just because. Okay, the next one on your own, please. So the side lengths of 16, 39, and 28, could it be a triangle? Figure it out. When I ask these questions on the test, I expect to see how many problems worked out.
3.
3.
Now use the restroom. I'm done.
Yes. How you guys messed this floor up so quick. Can I start working?
Yes.
Miss Mike,
Yes.
how do you know that it's supposed to be bigger?
It has to be bigger than the third side.
Oh, oops.
So,
Sorry.
so when you set them up,
Yeah, I should have thought about that.
when you set them up,
What?
I would put the big, so 39 plus 16 has to be bigger than 28. So obviously it is because 39 and 28, right? And 39 plus 28 has to be bigger than 16. And it is, yes? And 28 plus 16 has to be bigger than 39. Now this one we work out.
Okay.
So then 4, right? Carry a 1. So you have 2, 3, 4. So it's 44 bigger than 39. Okay? So if you do those bigger ones first, you don't have to work
She's
them
not
out.
increasing her.
Okay. So you should have, let's see, oops, let me go back. So 39 plus 16, is that bigger than 28?
Yes.
Okay. 39 plus 28, is that bigger than 16?
Yes.
Yes. And 16 plus 28 has to be bigger than 39, so this is where we have to check, and I get 44. So is it a triangle?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, a triangle.
Okay. Well, remember when I gave you the diagram of the two sides folding down? Well, there's a lot of lengths it could be, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of different things it could be. So the next two problems, we have to figure out that inequality, that range from here to here. We have to figure out. And this is how we're going to do it. So it says a triangle has the sides of 11 and 16. What are the possible lengths of the third side? So any two sides have to be bigger than the other, right? The sum. So I take 11 plus 16 has to be bigger than x. Whatever x is, right? So what is 11 plus 16?
27.
27. So 27 has to be bigger than x. So x has to be smaller than 27. Yes? Can't be any bigger. Okay? Now, put the smallest one plus x has to be bigger than what?
16.
16. Now, if you always set it up this way, you don't have to do a third problem. You guys like to be efficiently lazy? Okay? So I took the smaller of the two and put it plus x has to be bigger than what? The third side, right? So it has to be bigger than 16. So, well, I would subtract 11, wouldn't I? From both sides.
Yup.
So x has to be bigger than what?
5.
5. So it has to be bigger than 5, but can't be bigger than what? 27. So what we do is we go 5 is less than x. Is that what this says right here? Does it say 5 is less than x right here? Yes. And x has to be less than what?
27.
27. So if I covered up the 5, x is less than 27, and is that what this says right here? Yes. It's called a compound inequality, and you dealt with them some last year, and we'll continue with them. You'll have a lot of them in math from here on out. So we read it as 5 is less than x, which is less than 27. So it's anywhere between 5 and 27. Can it be equal to 5?
No.
No. Can it be equal to 27?
No.
No. But could it be 5.0001?
Yes.
Yes, because that's bigger than 5. Okay. So next one, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to set the 2. We got 30 and what?
50.
50. So you take 30 plus 50 has to be bigger than x. What's 30 plus 50?
80.
80. So 80 is my top, right? And then I take 30 plus x has to be bigger than
50.
50. Always put the smaller one in the bigger one. Always. So I solve that by
Subtract 30.
subtracting 30. So x has to be bigger than
20.
20. So we put 20 is less than x, which is less than what?
80.
80. If I had it on a number line, here's my number line. Here would be 20, open circle because it's not included, right? Here would be 80, open circle, not included, and it would be everything, what?
80 is
In between.
In between there. Remember doing those inequalities last year where you got to shade them? Okay, so that is your homework. You're going to say, is it a triangle? You're going to say what would make it and what's the range would make it a triangle. Should that take you long to do?
No.
No. Okay.